That finally.
with my red hair. Yeah,
I like it. It looks good.
a little red.
It makes it hard.
It does. My kids haven't gotten a good look at me yet. They'll say something. Nice to see.
Bob, did you put the card in? Tony, did you put yours in?
I did. I did.
Good. And I stopped looking for you. Yeah. But you know, how? One day. And.
And Rachel. Yeah, they already read. So it's
Don't. After you look at one of these cards as many times as I do, I would.
yes.
You probably just.
I don't.
When you answer your phone when you're on vacation.
Yeah, see, that's
The last one, Ryan, I didn't get up, you just mentioned. I got home. I only then mom, even though it wasn't. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that works out awesome. Today I'll stay over there, but.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, that's drinking. We gotta learn. Yeah. You're back.
Yeah, probably.
And yours. Good day to play us. Very. Who? There.
I like it.
She's.
Okay. Typically a fee. Oh. They're pre-approved.
Want to be for the. Think about the big time to come down and start with down. Well, yeah. You guys say about the entrance to the garage. Yeah, you walk into. Going down to the kitchen, you go, Sarah, it's gonna be take it out. Down there. And then say you're down, say go for it, then it's just the one. When it comes to. It's a lot of, and that's where they look. Down good. It is. Don't get these. It's essentially 25, everything's good. But it's. Freeze. They did that. He's got to take all sympathy. The bridge. Everything, you know what I mean? So she worked, but anyways, I know what. And what he's. Yeah, but if he's somebody losing the idea. It's is we're waiting. Like Saturday, I actually talked about it. It's like you can do it. They said it doesn't seem like we can't even write it. We can't even write
Tell me, brother.
Oh, I know.
I feel. I'm They rate this change how they see. Like you used to, you used to just. And it's not, it's not.
All right, so we're getting started. Appreciate you guys adjusting your schedules. I know this is not our usual time frame, but just with a lot of conflicting schedules going up this hard, we wanted to adjust it so we still had one. We want to celebrate everybody and give you a most up-to-date announcement. So we'll start here with Pledge of Allegiance.
I do.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dr. Business Card, for those that haven't been down before we wait for giveaways, we have the giveaways up here. If you have a business card, you don't have one and you need one written down, have Belinda put one in for you so you get in for the card. That's at the end. Okay. All right, we do this every month. It's a little fun. This is to win some KW swag that Joy has in the box up front. Raise your hand. This time so that I know if everyone shouts it out. Who's number one? Remember who number one is? Who is it?
I think it's exactly.
Everyone's muted. I don't know.
Just keep it all over the views.
I don't remember. Can you get Julie? Who's number one? I forget who number one is.
Yeah.
I know your number two.
It's not out there.
Oh, all right. Who's number two? Any guesses? Any guesses? Who said that? Oh, there you go. Never you're right. Good. That one I remember. I don't remember your number one.
Was it, is it the right or the left? Who's the baby?
Mike, you guys see Julie for KW shirt? I'll have to come back to number one. Yeah, I can't remember who that was. Let's do gratitude. We're gonna start. Thank you to Rachel for this awesome top producer board. Everyone like that one? Yeah, it's pretty neat. But that was a long work in progress, and you went through a couple different companies, and you finally got somebody to see your vision through. And I think it looks awesome. Now we can celebrate some more people with that as well. So thank you. That was for tackling that project. It takes a while to warm up. Okay, let's get some more. Yes, Carter.
I'm grateful for Tony on there. He's helping me out with the commercial listing. They're gonna go on it together.
Nice. Get a little commercial deal there. Couple mil.
I was gonna thank you for bringing me into it.
Good.
Grateful.
Teamwork, commercial deals. Keeps you busy too. Got some more? Yes.
Grateful for everyone here who's helps contribute to the chair. Throughout the years.
Yeah,
It's been great. Everyone's doing well and comfortable
it is. Some people might be seeing some extra money come in on the 21st. That's that profit share stuff. You don't know what it is, come see me. I'll tell you how to take advantage of it, but it's just influencing others to come as we grow. And we've been doing great. I mean, we talk about our numbers every month, so because of your guys' hard work, everything's been great as far as all categories. So it's good to give back to those that helped us grow. Couple more.
I'll go.
Yes.
I'm new here. I'm Dan.
And
I'm grateful to Ryan and Julie for helping me get through the whole process. To Julie for helping me get all the licensing paperwork and things filled out last Friday. So I'm grateful for them.
one and done, passing the test, and you're good to go.
Yeah, good to go.
Well, thank you for choosing us.
Mike.
If you don't know who this is Mike Allison Groney. We'll introduce him as a new agent, but was it switching?
I'm
You
here,
did.
brother.
You're here?
I'm hanging.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay. That's all right. You'll get to know him real quick if you don't know him already. He's the ball of energy. We love having him here. And then Dan has a mini Dotson that you need to bring in.
Yes.
Because we always have puppy days
I
running
need to get
around.
Ozzy in here with that.
Can I tell them about Dan real quick?
That's up to Dan.
I don't know what is.
This is 100% coincidental that Dan and I ended up being at the broker. We had no conversation prior, but in my old life, I retired as a principal from Northeastern School District in Carlisle. So I have 29 years of service and as a public school administrator. Dan is the first and only director of technology that actually had a personality and could actually interact with them, joke, laugh. So he's a kind of a unicorn that he's incredibly bright on the technical side, but can actually communicate. with human beings. So I look forward to working with him as well. And I probably will be scolded for letting you know that his background as a director of technology.
Yeah,
We're going to be lining up his hands. That's what I told him. So I just threw him under the bus. I love Dan. He does have a consulting business, by the way. It's not all free.
More questions then.
Wonderful to see him. And I'm just grateful for the voluminous welcomes that I've had. If you're thinking, wow, I'm the agent that hasn't said hi, it's actually been nobody. But, you know, we're in the same office, so stop in and say hi. Aaron Esposito and I came over from Inch, so we're incredibly grateful to all of you for the support.
awesome. Well, welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Listen, I wasn't sure where we were going. All right, two more, one more, two more. Raise your hand if one. Nothing to be grateful for. There you go. Thank you.
Well, you know, I'm actually grateful to be here. For those of you who don't know, I had 12 mini strokes over the holidays. And the last one, fortunately, I got an ER to the hospital and they told me I would be dead if I didn't go. So I'm really grateful to be here. They took good care of me. I'm back in action.
Glad you're back, John.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm back.
Shortly after our office meeting, that all started happening?
Yeah.
February or January?
Yeah, it was Christmas through the beginning of January.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
couldn't figure out what it was. I kept having these mini strokes, which would cause me to black out and fall. And I'd go to the hospital and I couldn't figure it out. And so fortunately, it took a pretty big stroke for them to find out what was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed, you know, I took it very serious and you know, put myself on a keto diet and drinking alcohol and down 40 pounds in like 6 weeks and all my vitals are good. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to repeat that.
No, and we're happy to see you back here. You seem like you're feeling better, so
Yes.
great to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, John. All right, cultural moment. One update. So that bin we've been talking about, not only the snow melted, because we had banks of it all around. So I just talked to the guy half hour ago. They're gonna be dropping off that community bin. That way, if you have any clothes to give away, it'll be out in the corner. You'll be able to just dump that in. So just remember that. And then Belinda has a couple updates.
That's there now.
It'll be next week.
Okay, so there's so many new agents. I just want to get you up to speed to what we're doing here and why we have a culture moment. KW's culture is very big on giving back to the community in which we serve. And so we have tried to find here many ways to do that. One of the ways is there's my Venmo page or my code there. And that's there because I will do the work. All you have to do is pay me to do it. And I'm not paying me, pay me to buy whatever we're doing this month. So every month I've been collecting money and I've been buying toilet paper for Life Path Ministries. They go through 100 to 150 a day rolls of toilet paper. So it's a very, very big need for downtown. And I don't know if anybody knows anything about Life Path, but they're the backbone of York, downtown. So anyway, it's a great way to give back. And you don't have to do anything but Venmo me money. I will buy the toilet paper and I'll go deliver it. So I have, last month we didn't even do this, and I had people, because they just do it every month. I had money come in. So anyway, I do the work for you. If you'll just give me the money, I will do it for you. If you want to bring it in, that's what happened here. I will pick it up and I will go deliver it. They love to see me coming. Rachel bought me a great big old sign that says Keller Williams, because they kept saying it was for me. I'm like, it's not me. It's our office, whatever. So anyway, so wanted to bring you up to date. On that, that's why we do that, and that's why we have the culture moment. Red Day is May 14th this year. Please put it on your calendar. This is one way around the world. This day, the same day, everybody shuts their offices down and gives back to the communities they're in, all over. And so we're doing that again this year, May 14th. We have a couple places in mind that are going to be helping. I have been trying to get into veterans to help veterans for 3 years. I think I've been doing this 3 years, I think. But yeah, 3, 4 years, I don't even know. But anyway, I finally got a business to call me back. It seems incredible. They always need help. But I finally got someone to call me back yesterday. I talked to Ryan today. We right now have 150 homeless right here in York. Veterans that need help right now. And so I told her, please send me what you need and what we can do. So I'm looking at, I don't know what to call them. Little cinch backpacks, you know, the little strings and the,
Sports backpacks kids have.
you know that I'm talking about? Okay. She said that's what they use and they pack up stuff for them. So we're looking at, I have our purveyor or our provider that does our logos. He's gonna see if he can get us a price and work with us. We need 150 and this is the things they need in here. And so instead of doing toilet paper this year, people don't mind. If you donate money, Venmo me, I will go buy this stuff. And then I'm going to need help. 150 bags need to be packed so we can get them to the veterans. Again, they're homeless right now. They have nothing. So bath towels, washcloths, body wash, Q-tips, toothpaste, toothbrushes, t-shirts, socks, hand lotion, and deodorant is the things they like to pack in
Can you
there.
put that up
You know?
for our page?
Yes, yeah. I'll leave it up.
And one quick thing, when you go to buy towels and washcloths, don't think for yourself, don't think white and nice and fluffy and thick.
Right.
Um,
And
think a darker color because they're probably gonna be laying them out, you know, like on a bush to dry. And then think like thinner, so
Thinner.
that they dry.
they drive faster, correct.
Okay, or you can do those really cool, like, the chamois, things that you can get like at REI or Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever, but those kind of like camping towels are also good.
So anyway, if I can get any of you of interest there, or anybody who would like to help, maybe pack some of these up. The organization, Brock, what was it, for the love of a veteran, right? Or something? I think I told 20 organizations, only one got back to me, which is incredible to me. But anyway, Brock gave me that name. If anybody's interested and wants to help, please just let me know. We'll pack them. It won't take that long if we can get some of the stuff. All right. I wanted to get back into Red Day. Red Day, I don't know if anybody even knows what that is. We call it Renew, Energize, and Donate. And this is our annual day of service. Each year on the same second Thursday of May, we celebrate Red Day by giving back, which makes a difference in the lives. And the other thing, I don't know of too many businesses that do this. This is a part of your value proposition it's part of our value. We give back to where we serve, not just get our paychecks from them, we give back. And Ryan and Rachel, probably Rachel, bought me this book, and I take this with me. You know, when you get calls from other companies to come, you know, they want to see if you can go out to lunch with them or whatever, see if you'll come over. It's like, heavens no, I go with this. And I try to talk them to come to KW, is what ends up happening. But in here, it's our MVVP book, and in here, giving back is a legacy worth leaving. It is part of our whole system. It's in KW through and through and through, give back. So it's very important to get on board with us. Anyway, have any questions, just reach out to me. And again, if you want to help with the veterans, please let me know.
Thank you, Belinda. All right, I found out who this is. I should have looked at the picture closer. Anyone want to go back?
Is it Bob?
Who do you guys know now?
I looked at the picture more.
Well, you can't win a second time. You're in a third. Yeah. Bob, the twins should have gave it away, right?
Which one?
Yeah, I don't know which one. Do you remember which one? it was?
Yeah, but I'm not.
Mustache. All right, so state of the company, what you're doing, we're doing great. I mean, at the end of the day, we had probably the best February that we've seen since COVID times, which was a weird time, but we had great record industry trades. We brought in 9 units in February. We closed 161 units, 46 million volume. We took 90 listings, sold 70. Took 20, or we sold 23 million, and then this is the cool one. This is our spring market coming up. So 180 contracts written. That was the highest in quite some time. that we saw in 1 month as far as our future business. Average sales price still sits close to that 300 mark. And then for the 11th month in a row, we paid out over $1 million in DCI. So that's great. If we're paying out over $1 million, we have a very healthy environment where you guys are making money. So want to keep the numbers consistent and growing. But February's been historically the hardest month to get through. And I mean, we achieved greatness in that month. So looking forward to what that spring market brings for all of you. It should be very busy. All right. Well, because of that, we had amazing months. So we have to give a shout out to our top producers here. So Ashley and Josh took the number 5 spot. Dave Monsoor group. Jordan, are you the only one here holding it down for Dave?
Holding it down.
Randall Jackson's team took the 5 spot. And Josh Musser, Madison Grove, Chambersburg, Neil Riker team took 4 for the teams. I'm sorry, the groups. I gotta get used to saying groups and teams. For those that you don't know, the teams, we did say the qualification for a team is 2 to 5 people and groups are 6+. So just trying to, that gives you clarity on that. Paola, great job. Number 3 for both spots. Adrian Young group in the back. Flinchball Associates for the units. Nick Field takes it on the team. Number 2, Martha had a great February as well. Liz Hamburger takes number 2 on both spots. Jill Remine and Emily take the number 2 spot in the team. And number 1, we had Justin crushed it with a heck of a February 1.2. That's his personal best that I've seen. And 8 units, and then Flinchball and Associates, Adrian Young for number 1, and Lane Thrush. And every February he comes out with these crazy months. Last year I think he did 13 million in February alone. It's nuts, but 7 million at 9 units. So let's give them a round of applause. Start and oh, there he is. There's the guy. Mike and Eric, we want to welcome you both. As he said, they came over from Inch & Co. Just 2 weeks ago now on this. So he came over, had a nice little vacation in Orlando. Erin should be here at some point. She's finishing up an appointment, so we want to welcome them. And Desiree Page, where is that? I know you're in the back joining the Aparto group. And Jerry Brown came back. He went up to Harrisburg for a little bit, and now he's back in New York. Ernie, look at this guy. Really? Oh, yeah, we got this guy out. Well, you got to plug it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the.
I got some.
I'm
This
very
is part of our giveaways too, so we're gonna give some free. But talk about it a little bit. Plug it.
plug it.
Yeah, plug it. Tell us why do we want to buy this thing?
I can't even tell you. So tons of feedback, and I really do appreciate those that have read it and already put feedback out on Amazon. I always get asked who's it written for, and the only answer I can ever come back is for me when I was 17.
Okay, that's
Because of, and we've all been there. I mean, we've all been through the crap, and you got a choice at that point, right? So you can either say, I'm gonna let this beat me, or I'm not gonna let it beat me. So with the ups and downs, and that was everything from being a simple little salesperson to now where people wanna say, how did you do it?
yeah, that's great.
Leave a legacy behind.
For those that don't know, Tony teaches the psychology of sales pretty often. You're going to do a leadership development class here starting in April. So it's great. It's all mindset related. So it's not just the grind of it. It's how do you overcome the grind of it.
I got one quick question.
Yeah, go
Tony,
ahead.
what made you, like, inspired you to put the pen to the paper when you did it?
So that's a great question. I've been actually writing up all these ideas and thoughts and journaling for 25 years. So I was in this class, you even notice, I was in here teaching, and somebody met me out in the parking lot and says, will you do a workshop on tape or video? I'm like, okay, I've been asked that before. I said, well, I don't have the face for camera, but I got the face for voice. So I started putting together a podcast. And before that was over with, I had eight podcasts, and I said, this is horrible. And I just went to work. And
How long did it take you to do that?
once I finally got the manuscript submitted, it took me about 3.5, 4 months to finish the manuscript. And then you had to find a publisher. I did not have the time, nor did I want to do self-publishing. So I submitted to Tremendous Life Books up in Mechanicsburg. And I got a call the next day and they said, we want to publish it.
Awesome. That was quick.
Yeah, that went, so then they guided me through the process. So there's personal stories they asked of me, which I get a little raw about my life. And I think everybody would relate, especially in this room, sales, because we hear more no's than we hear anything else. So, that can beat you up pretty bad.
Yeah,
So I go through some.
awesome. Well, great job on the book.
I
And
appreciate it.
that's a big thing lifted off your task list. Now we can celebrate it. So awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, we have some upcoming classes. For those that were here for the investment master class, part 1, you can still come to part 2, but Joe taught that last month, so he is back on Tuesday, March 24th at 11 right in here. It is also on Zoom, and this is, I think he did lead generate and capture. Now it's to convert and close. So he's going to probably go back on the first one a little bit and then end it with just the last 2 steps there. So that'll be great. And then Mr. Lucas, he zoomed out of here quick, but Lucas, who's part of our Experience team, he had a great accomplishment last year in his 4th year.
I started in 2020.
2020. So he hit 10 million. He hit a milestone, $10 million. So he's going to break it down on how he got there, what disciplines did he use, how he time blocked it. There he is. There's the guy right in the seat. We're plugging your class. So that is on at March 31st. That's our last Tuesday of the month here at 11 o'clock. And then we have some KWRI stuff, Wealth Building Wednesday. That is once a month. That's on April 1st this month. Different speakers all the time. It's free. It's all on Zoom. There's an Eventbrite, that, and then some agent mastery for you guys. All right. So Lancaster is, I want you guys to pay attention because Nicole, I don't want to call you, but maybe just to have like a quick testimonial. So Jeff Glover is out of Michigan, Detroit, Michigan area. If you guys were here in December, I think some of you guys went to his basic course, 13 Ways to Get Listings. Jeff actually teaches this, correct? So Lancaster has brought this in. It's going to be in Mount Joy, so it's not too far. It's just on the other side of the river. And this is a 6-week session. As you can see, the dates there in Mount Joy and how much it's going to cost. There is registration, so there is a limited amount of seats, but it starts in April. If you're looking for a boost in your sales skills, he goes over scripting, he goes over real life scenarios, everything that you need to do in order to propel your business in real estate. So I mean, you did it last year, right?
I haven't done
Yeah,
Sales Rocket.
okay.
I've done his prospecting training, which was like 3 months long, once a week, and I'm in the middle of doing a systems one
Okay.
right now.
And
I-
good, Jeff. Like,
I've
You're-
attended 2 of his, so he does like a beginning of the year thing in Phoenix, Arizona. Then he does a mid-year check-in, like check on your goals retreat in Michigan. I've attended both. And I think he really has a great training system. He lays everything out for you. And it's digestible, easy steps of how to implement.
travel.
Yes. Yes. It is good. Yeah.
Get freebies to go out to Phoenix.
Need my money.
Yeah. Well, for those who've been here for a while, Bold was kind of our go-to training for a long time. And through just kind of data and stuff, we're trying to add a little bit more value with a Bold style approach, but with different speakers, different curriculum. Sales Rocket's going to be another thing that I think we'll bring this in, and then we'll probably bring another class in the fall time as well that he offers. So again, it's a great opportunity. You can see the dates. I'm sure there's no obligation to go to all 6, but if you're paying for it, you might as well check it out. It ends up being $100 a session. I'm sure you're gonna be able to take at least one thing away from each session. Yes.
I actually was listening to some of his YouTube videos last week. I mean, it's good if you wanna, see if you like him. Listen
Yeah.
to some of his YouTube videos.
Okay, yeah, and you can just jump on his YouTube channel, right? Yeah, awesome.
He has great presentations, how he teaches you how to put your presentations together. Probably step by step, probably the easiest you can see.
Good. CE, reminder, don't procrastinate, please. And don't wait till March or May 31st. There are still some in-person classes available through RAAC. And we also offer a freebie through Kaplan. If you haven't done your courses through Kaplan, I just need to sign you up through our team account and you guys can get that freebie discounted. You can use other resources too, but you got to make sure you get your 14 hours and your mandatory classes in as well. Go ahead.
I did triple play. I'm honestly not sure if that covered everything, but how do I check how many credits I'm still?
This is email Mariah at
No.
RAAC.
You won't know about triple play, but if you went to triple play, you need to go to the PAR and they sent out an email. And you can then download all of your transcripts on the PAR website from triple play.
There you go. Do you get all 14 from there? I thought you would get like 3.5.
It depends how many classes you attend.
Okay.
Speaking
you
of, when can we re-up? Have you done yours yet? Because we can't sign up, we can't do ours until you do yours.
You did yours, right?
I'm done, but I didn't get my renewal paperwork yet.
Okay.
So glad you're both here, because I wanted to do that amazing. Any questions on the C? No, good. All right, so we always just, our vendors, thank you guys for just being in support of us. That's our preferred vendor list. I'm actually gonna give it up to, I'm sorry, what was your name? You're in replacement of.
I'll just introduce myself as Hot Rod.
Hot Rod,
It's the easiest way, yeah.
Okay. So he's here on behalf of Jared with you, relax, and I understand you have gift cards.
Yeah, whoever gave referrals, please raise your hand. If you gave referrals in the past month, anybody?
If nobody is,
Put a gift card up.
Okay. Say $25 gift card to Belmont Bean Coffee Company. Yeah, no problem. All right, well, first I want to introduce myself as Hot Rod because my name is Jared as well, and it gets confusing with the owner of the company. So just label myself as he's given me the opportunity to come here and represent the company and tell you guys, what's been going on, how we're growing, things like that. One thing since I've been back, we're really trying to do is implement a really solid training program for guys. So our, people on the crew leads are just built up from the ground up, ready to go on the job. We don't have guys going out there being careless, getting bad habits, things like that. That's something we're really trying to implement. So that's, definitely beneficial. If you do refer us, you can let them know we have W-2 employees. They're trained from the ground up. We have layers of protection involved for property, their items and things like that. So there's a lot of good selling points with our company. I don't know if you guys know, we have a A+ rating with a triple, the BBB, we have workers' comp, things like that. So, if you do refer another moving company, they go to your client's home, they don't have workers' comp or something like that, they get injured, they could sue your client. It could just be a whole mess. So we're really like, what's the word? We have like a foundation or, what's the word? Like backup for that, I guess, it's that's in place, that stuff doesn't happen. Yeah, we've just really been trying to grow a lot, the training program, getting people in here and everything and just keep expanding. So I'll be another point of contact, for Jay. I don't have a business card for myself just yet, but I will get you guys one. Next time I attend a meeting like this, I should have a business card. So yeah, if you guys need to reach out to us, you have all our stuff out in the lobby with the banner. Assuming business cards sit out there too, right? Okay. And then I have a stack on me as well. If anybody wants one individually today, it has Jared's name on it, I believe, but I can handle that as well. So, does anybody have any questions about our service? I don't know if anybody who's used us before in here.
I think a lot.
You said you have, that was last year. I was not with the company last year, so that wasn't me involved, but, yeah, so. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us. This is a great program. Ryan's been help, get us in and, everything's been going good. So we're looking forward to more work with you guys and you guys want those coffee card gifts, gift certificates, right? So.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we have this we have this slide. I wanted to test it out today. So we came up with it. Actually, Josh Buster had the idea and ALC kind of developed it a little bit more. We want to create real life scenarios that maybe people are going through and build and see how we can build solutions around them. Thankfully, Will's here, so he can tell us if we're wrong or not when we come up with these solutions. So that we're gonna do this every month. So if you have something that you've encountered that you think would be helpful for agents to learn, and we'll just talk it out. This is a group thing. There's no right or wrong answers up front. We're just trying to figure out scenarios that could help you in the future or help you right now. So, and then Nicole, you had one that you just went through recently. Do you want to share exactly what that is? And we'll see if we can get that figured out for you.
Yeah. So I had a listing go under contract the beginning of December in 2025. And it was a unusual situation. There was multiple offers, but every offer involved a whole slew of inspections. So there was a 14-day inspection window, and the buyer elected to do a septic, a water, a pest, and a whole house inspection. And the 14-day window, their due diligence was over December 25th at midnight. So December 23rd, I received a reply to inspections with just the whole house inspection checked. And it was asking for repairs or a $3,000 credit, seller assist credit in lieu of repairs. So I guess the what would you do would be, would you do a change in terms and respond to that reply to inspections? Would you call the agent and ask if they are going to be sending an additional reply to inspections because they only checked home inspection? Or would you wait out the 2 days and not do anything and not respond until the end of their due diligence on the 25th?
Thoughts? Call the agent. Yeah, call the agent right away.
So I did. I called the agent and asked if they were going to be sending any additional reply to inspections, or if this was the
We
only
have one of the four.
one of the four. And I attended the septic inspection, so I knew that was fine. So I did call the agent and asked if they would be sending any other replies, or if this was the reply. And he kind of hem-hawed and said this was the reply. I just had a gut feeling. Just something in my gut was telling me that this wasn't the only reply. So then I called my client and I said, let's just ride this out. Let's wait the additional 2 days and we'll have a phone call. We scheduled a phone call for Friday. So Friday morning, I got an additional reply asking for an additional $5,000 after. So this was an additional second reply asking for an additional $5,000 in seller credit in lieu of repairs. So we're now at 8,000. So what I did was, we're beyond the date. So the second reply came in after their 14-day window expired. So, okay, maybe Will should tell us what I should have done.
Very new, but I would call the agent and just like you mentioned and say, you're outside of the window for the second reply. Unfortunately, it's too late for that. And we can definitely reply to the first one within the window.
Well,
That's what I would.
That's correct.
good job.
Because then the seller has 5 days to respond in
Yeah.
that negotiation period.
Would anybody else have done anything different?
Does it matter how much EMD they have into it? Does that come into play?
No, because they would.
It's leverage in the situation.
I would say no. To me, and this could be wrong, Will, you can correct me, as long as we were willing to cover the $3,000, the initial, and they backed out, to me, they're still in forfeit of losing the EMD because the second repair came in after the 14-day contingency.
Yeah. Yes.
So
what did you?
I called the agent and I said, unfortunately, the second repair came in one day too late. And we will only be addressing the first repair request. And we gave the $3,000 seller assist because he was upset, because he realized he screwed up and he was gonna have to go back and tell his client. He actually tried to get me just to address a little bit of the additional 5,000. And I said, no.
Especially after you called him.
Yeah.
And made sure. that-
Yes.
Yeah, well,
I called because we're supposed to keep a deal together. Like, I could have very easily just ignored and just said, we're just gonna ride this out. But it's not helping the seller to not understand if this is the entire repair request, if there's something else coming in. No.
so, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, we want to create, Desiree, thank you for raising your hand. And, again, this is all just about education. Like if you find yourself, and a lot of times people will find themselves with replies after that. There's always a clouded understanding of what the inspection contingency is, the 5 days after, the 2 days after that. So it's very important that we continue to educate. And then for that guy, yeah, that was a learning moment, right? You could have really messed him up, but that's not what we want to do at the end of the day. But if he doesn't have training like that, he's never going to know until he makes that mistake. So we want to get ahead of that. Yes.
So and you run into situations like that sometimes. I've even had before within the last month where I had a conversation with an agent over the phone and certain things were talked about. We get a document over and the document is completely answer the TCO, right? So that happens all the time. Now, in my circumstance, we signed off on the document that we got. I got flack because the agent had made mistakes when filling out the document and she just had to write it out. It was what it was. But just because of circumstances that happen like that, where agents make mistakes, they forget dates, they miss things, they whatever. I'm curious if I'm being a little bit too overprotective with this, but my personal policy is once we're on the contract, we're not having phone calls anymore. You're texting me or emailing me, we're gonna have something in writing, we're gonna have some sort of written record.
Yeah.
That way, when I tell you your SOL, this is the last date, you send something a day later, we don't even have to waste time talking on the phone or doing anything like that. Would you recommend having like actual phone calls about these circumstances, or do you think that getting it in writing is a better line of protection?
Man, go ahead. I'm not gonna think this.
I'm kind of old school, so I would say, I would think you would at least owe them a phone call. Just, there's only so much you can put in the text. And, getting an email with a contract or saying, okay, you're SOL, I think a phone call is just more of a professional way of communicating. And so that way everybody's kind of on the same page.
Maybe like a phone call and a follow-up text?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, this is what we talked about. I'm just calling you to let you know. I'm gonna follow this up with an email, what we talked about. Sure.
I think Will and I can agree that everyone's about trying to get the other person in trouble right now. And to have a phone call, that's right, doesn't stand anywhere. But to kind of follow it up with confirmation of that's what you talked about in that phone call must come next. Like you get more accomplished in that conversation. And then if there's questions, you can handle them then, but reiterate it. I know it's a little bit extra work, but it protects you and your client.
Yep.
Yes, Nicole?
I was just gonna say, I was trained, like if you have, whether it's with a client or with an agent, it's a per our conversation email.
Sure, yeah.
And just per our conversation, that this, please confirm.
Yeah.
And get try your best to get a response back that they saw your email.
Yep, confirm receipt,
Yeah.
for sure. Thank you.
Carter?
I'm pretty sure that I'm covered, but I was trained against using text messages or emails in another training. I was just advised because if it ever does come down to court, then they have full access to like everything and they're gonna go back like months and days or whatever.
I don't know if I agree with it because yeah.
I know what you told me, but I'll let you say it.
I was just gonna reiterate that it doesn't matter what you say in a conversation. If it's not reduced to clear, concise, non-ambiguous writing, and signed by all the parties,
That's
it's
correct.
not enforceable.
Yeah, so if you're trying to protect your client and you said what he said on the phone, it doesn't matter. And there's nothing that's gonna help them in the end if you find yourself that way. I mean, you keep it to the terms of the contract. You're not going off the rails with unnecessary information, but I believe in writing just because of the liability, like.
I was just gonna add to what, I think Blake and I actually did a contract together. There's a lot more talking at the beginning, but the spirit of inspections is either one of two things. They're really concerned about the condition of home, or they want to beat you up on money. That seems very clear to have a conversation at the beginning. What kind of buyers are you dealing with? Are they going to beat me up on money, or are they, you can kind of feel that at the beginning, but my thought was either pay now or pay later. There should be a lot less communication if you're actually being truthful at the beginning with what you're dealing with.
Yeah. And I mean, we have, the average age is what, 57 in REAC, and we have agents that are still under 21, and we have some that are 70 years old. So I think there's also the communication also is based on the other party. So it's all about communication. At the end of the day, if we don't have it, then things can blow up, or you can find yourself in a corner. So definitely communicate, but thanks. This is kind of what I wanted. I wanted to kind of get you guys to open up a little bit, use the scenario, and just kind of plug that away in your information bank. Hopefully you never have to find yourself in some type of situation where you're like, oh, I remember when Nicole brought that up. This is how to handle that. Everyone like that one? Yeah. Okay. You think of something for next month? Please bring it. We're looking to just educate at this point. All right. Okay. What's so funny about that? The same slide as every month.
Slide's not funny, but we cited that.
She abandoned you. Do you want me to go to Harkins first?
I was here for Kathy's speech.
She'll come back. They're back with. So, you have a big announcement. For those up there here, there's the different coloration up there.
Coloration. So the Harkins Tenant Lending team has moved. We moved to Bay Capital Mortgage Corporation. They're like a $500 million company out of Annapolis, Maryland. So I know several of the people that work there. It's a big move for me. I was at Movement for going on 13 years. So, of my 20-something year career. So the reason for the move, greater pricing flexibility, less corporate layers. What I've kind of found in my years is management was very, very much layered up, which impacts pricing, impacts decision-making. In this situation, we've gotten one dedicated underwriter to us, so it allows us to get answers quickly on things that are like questionable, that have problems, allows us to figure out structures quicker on things that maybe are a little bit more complicated. And really what it boils down to you guys is faster decision-making. We have one dedicated closer as well, which is a big thing for title companies. Like they want to see communication, things there early. They don't want to be waiting for packages at the last minute, like all the things, right? So that was a big thing for me, is making sure that is, you don't want to do a great job and then get to the end and it's a chaos for you guys. You know what I mean? Like closing is the celebration. It should be a celebration point at that time that inspections went well. What it means for you, nothing changes in our process. Faster approvals, same phone number, same availability. We operate Monday through Sunday, 9 to 9. That's kind of how we've always structured our team. There's pretty much somebody always on call. Same focus on getting deals done, just greater pricing flexibility. Here's a kind of a list of our product suite stuff. I'll send out give you a little pamphlet. Ryan's gonna hand them out for me. We picked up a ton of portfolio loans. They do in-house construction lending, in-house bridge loans, stuff that they kind of fund on their own court. It's very similar to like some bank products. And this is just kind of a full product mix of the different things that we offer. If you're not sure about some of these products, we're going to do a training in the coming month where we go and take a deeper dive into some of these products that you guys may not be aware of. I would recommend you come in, jump into training, specifically like the non-QM sector of products. There's a lot of products that are kind of, I would say, new to the market the last 2 to 3 years that are there for self-employed folks who can't qualify traditionally. They're there for people who maybe have alternative income types, and for investors for that matter. So we're going to run a training on that.
Quick question, that's just manufactured on land, not in park, correct?
I have a breakdown for it, but it is. I mean, it's like everybody's option, it's not pretty, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So. Any other questions about products? I'm gonna jump over to the market update. So. Market update, we're seeing more and more multiple offer situations, like I would say it has gone from like. A little bit of balance in December and kind of January to like everything 6, 7, 8 offers, 5 offers competing. I think part of this is coming from, you saw a little slide in interest rates up. Still very cold out, so people like aren't ready to go and put their house on the market quite yet. I do think you're gonna see this shift. The other piece of this is purchase applications for mortgages are up 10% year over year. So nationwide, you got that number driving up, which puts more buyers in the market. And that's a big piece of it. I think as things warm up and these tensions in the Middle East kind of slack out a little bit, what you're probably going to see is like a little bit better balance, but that could be 2 to 3 months in the future.
Andrew, let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
That multiple offer situation.
Yep.
I've been asking for clarity on this. In your opinion, and if there is no clarity, tell me, is that information important to the appraisers, that there's multiple offers on this particular property?
I think it
Is it soft influence?
I think it depends. You know, you're looking at the appraiser and you expect everybody to do the same job, but it's just like agents. They're all going to do it a little bit different, right? I think it's important to the conversation, but I think what they are forced more and more to rely on is being able to document. You guys don't see this on the back end, but typically what happens now, when you do a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, a conventional finance deal, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac have a system that they run every appraisal through, and it issues a score based on a variety of risk factors. That score is between 1 and a 5. A 5 is an indication of like the value could be pushed, it's questionable, we may need some additional comps to shore it up. A 1 is very low risk, right? So you may have like an appraisal, and let's say, for instance, somebody comes in, they reno a house, right? They do a full-blown reno on the house, and they bought it for 200. Now they're reselling it for 350. That scores a 4, 4.25, and they're forced to go back and answer comp questions, try to get that thing figured out. So there's like a double set of checks and balances that you guys don't get to see that these appraisers kind of have to deal with. And what basically Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have kind of come out and said is, if it's a 5, we're not buying it. We're not insuring it. Like, good luck, right? So the recourse at that point is you can go back, you can get a drive-by appraisal, you can do things to shore up value. This probably happens, if I was to put it in like a statistical number, where you'll have ones that are like above a 4, probably 1, I would say like out of 100 transactions, maybe 6 or 7. So it's not often, right? But when you do get one of those, you probably already know it's a little bit of a push value to begin with, right? There's this pinging and ponging going back and forth between appraisal underwriter and that person on the other side. And what I have found is some of these appraisers are just unwilling to play ball, right? Like they made a couple $100 on it, right? You know what I mean? They're not willing to sit there and send 800 emails, 800 pieces of commentary back to them. So a lot of it comes down to the bedside manner of that appraiser and how willing to pay ball. So, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword with this. What I always say is, you know, the way that we look at appraisals, we have specific people that we will work with. We'll always try new people, but I have the same 3-4 people that we've used like in this market for like years. And we have some people that we just won't work with as a result of it, because either their bedside manner sucks, they're not willing to play ball, they're not willing to do the things you need to do to kind of get the deal done.
And those 3 are still linked to you.
Yeah. We kind of push those people. And doesn't mean that there's not good appraisers out there. Some of these appraisers, they won't even take on new business. So like if I wanted to pick one up, one of them may be like, we're not willing to work with you, we'll do it from such and such.
But it is still a fair statement to say they feel a gentle pressure to hit the agreement of sale price.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to your point, if you're concerned about value, like I would probably make sure you're either present or get them some information.
Bottle.
Do you know what I mean, prior to?
Do you keep up with future policy at all?
Do I keep up with what?
Future policy at all? Like, do you,
Yeah, I mean, there's always something that's coming down the pike, so it's like, yes, but until it's in play, I'm kind of like,
do you think they're gonna actually put in place the 50-year mortgage?
I mean, I think, this goes back some years, but 40 years were a hot commodity. Pre-07, we sold a lot of them. And Congress came in and their kind of revitalization of the mortgage market. Like what happened in 2007, the mortgage market kind of went through like, I wouldn't say a collapse, but it was pretty well close to it. There was a lot of like weird loans that were written with bad guidelines. And at that time, if you look at kind of what the market did, the market kind of self-corrected. There was a lot of like adjustable rate mortgages with negative amortization where the balance on the mortgage would actually accrue, not go down. Okay. So what happened as a result of those products is the market itself kind of self-cleansed itself. About 3 or 4 years later, Congress got a hold of the mortgage industry and they kind of recorrected it all over again. And that was one of the things that they were anti. I think it's just a little bit of rhetoric to like, stimulate people's minds and like keep them off track of what's really going on. I don't think it'll come to play personally. Because they came back and they were like, we're not doing 40 years at one point, so.
I was gonna follow up with, because obviously that's gonna increase the supply and demand a lot, and we're already low on inventory. It's gonna artificially higher the.
I mean, if you look at the actual number and the payment, same interest rate, same loan amount, it doesn't stretch out the payment that much. It's not like the difference between a 20 and a 30. The jump is kind of not much. You just pay a whole lot more interest, I would say. Any other questions? Yes. That's it.
Thank you, Andrew.
I do have one.
Good.
Well, no, I'll ask you personally.
You sure?
Yeah.
Will it benefit the class?
Well, actually, I forget it. But I thought of it earlier.
Thank you for being on.
I do have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys have like a medical for medical students and?
We have it. It's actually being launched and it's encumbering doctors. So, and it depends on like the context of like the role and things like that. So yeah. It's like a low money down deal. They don't look at like student loans.
Wait, I do remember it now, and I think it will benefit everybody. Unless I'm a real idiot, of which I have no problem admitting ahead of time if everybody knows this. So this idea of the CD being in possession of seller or buyer 3 days before, is that like federal law optional? Some lenders
Federal
do.
law.
Then why, is it only me that has that missed frequently, the 3 days? And am I supposed to like call the real estate police, or is it not a big?
It's in the preliminary CD that is not finalized, that the key elements that have to be etched in stone are to meet the timing requirement. The final, which is like not changing, or if it is changes to the material, typically sometimes will come like a day or two, but they've met the timing requirement of sending the initial. You just probably aren't involved with that piece of it. They're probably not copying you, which is pretty, it's pretty.
But I'm responsible to know, but not at all.
I think the piece that I would probably say is like, if you're working with a partner and like, just understand that there's like a 2-step process. Like there's probably that initial CD to meet the timing requirement that most lenders are just managing on their own because it's their responsibility, right? And then that final can come in minutes before closing, the day before closing, 2 days before closing.
So am I a benevolent jerk if on day 3 I say it has not been received? You're in violation of federal law? What am I thinking?
See if they send it and like if you're working with somebody that you don't have a relationship with.
Yeah, on seller side.
I would just ask them and say, hey, look, has the initial CD been sent? I think you're within your means to do that. But I think just know that like, because there's not a final one, doesn't mean they didn't get it and get it.
It's as clear as I've gotten.
Yeah.
Still wiggle room, but there's clarity.
Thank you. Nothing Brooke?
You're on first.
That's something.
Using Gettys.
That the business card one?
Huh?
Is that the business? I don't.
Okay, we're just gonna talk quickly on mobile homes. I think we talked about it before last year, just a refresher. Both of us, we've got a mobile home recently contract, and we weren't aware it was a mobile home until later on in the process. And what that means for title is we can do mobile homes. It has to have its own tax parcel, it cannot be in a trailer park. And it cannot be most properties with multiple mobiles. It has to be affixed to the property some way, shape, or form. And the definition of that is like, I'm gonna read it exactly how it is. If it has a chassis having an integral trailer hitch, axles, wheels, or any other equipment for transporting it, we cannot insure it. It has to be affixed to the property, whether it has a basement, a foundation, the tongue and groove have to be removed. And then the big one is the title being retired. And we come across this a lot in the title world. And what you can do, if you're about to list a property and it's a mobile home and you know it, ask questions, find out, has the title been surrendered? We as title cannot do that for you. Only the seller can surrender the title. We cannot roll into PennDOT and surrender it for you. They will not talk to us. They will not allow us to do that. That's another thing for the mobile.
And it's the current owner,
Yes.
which gets really ugly if it's 50 years ago or 20 years ago and it was somebody else. It gets.
You're gonna need to know the HUD plate information on the property. Sometimes they're in closets, sometimes they're under. They're hard to find. Me and Jordan, I went to a property to find it for them and swore it wasn't there, and I opened a closet and it's there, you gotta look. But don't confuse mobiles with manufactured homes. They've come a long way back in the day.
The difference between a mobile home and a manufactured home is 1976. It's the HUD lead paint thing.
Yeah.
If you're talking
Module.
that's what I was gonna say, you're
Yeah,
modular.
if it's being assembled for the property, yes. And because it's being affixed there, it's that permanent. We have to be able to insure it. A lender is gonna require us to have an endorsement to protect their investment. It's going to be a loan. So those are the requirements you have to have in order to be able to insure it. If you don't take care of it, we can't insure it and we can't close. And then the deal will work.
Yes.
Anything?
I think you got it. Just remember, if it doesn't have a deed, we can't do it.
You're paying lot rent, we can't do it. Mobile home in a park, we can't do it, but. Any questions on mobiles?
No? Sure.
I just want to touch on what Mike was asking about with the CD. That's a TRID thing. TRID, when TRID came in. What?
I'm supposed to know what it is.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well, that happened
Maybe I don't wanna.
2015. Yes, well, when they changed the form to the CD instead of the HUD.
Yeah.
That became TRID. That was when they came in and said, oh, we don't like this form. It's not, it's hides too much from the buyer. And the Ulta is a marvelous thing. It's just a HUD with a different look. So that's why you see the Ultas. Yeah, but the 3 days is definitely, they're supposed to have it out, but like, Andrew said.
Supposed to, yeah, that's the thing. That's different than all.
However, what they don't tell you, they don't care if it's just a prelim and they send it out at the time of like right after application. There's a lot of lenders out there that do that.
Yeah.
They'll ask us, what are your fees? They put it together, they send it out. Now they've met that 3 days.
I've learned in about 7 years what is worth fighting and asking questions and what's not. And I was looking for that clarity. Is this one that I'm supposed to make a lot of noise about or just go with the flow? That's what I was looking.
Well, I think they've gotten a lot less strict on some of the trick. But it's still that 3 days. And just because they say 3 days doesn't mean we get a package 3 days beforehand. I just want to make that clear because that became the biggest issue when that whole thing happened.
That's okay.
You're talking about 3 business days. You're not talking about calendar. Saturday.
Just know the 3-day CD that's sent to your client, a lot of them think that's their final number when the lender hasn't even matched numbers with us yet.
they go run and get their check, or they're freaking out, think they gotta go get the money right away. That's not final until you get the numbers.
And technically, the final CD is the one that signed at closing. But if you make a change, it depends on what that change is. That's why they came up with, instead of addendum, it's a change in circumstance now. Or change in terms or circumstance, but they made it a little more complicated, but it's easier for the consumer. That's what they said, so go with that.
Awesome.
You
Thank
have a
you.
question, Rob?
If it's not liable, like what are the repercussions? Can it come back to the realtor anyway? Like what downside is it if it's not?
It's the lender. Me in the past and say, well, you didn't give us this. I'm not accountable for your CD. You wanted that responsibility. That's the whole thing. The lender wouldn't be able to prepare it. It's all yours, baby. Here it is. Here's my stuff.
Even if you're taking that extra step to verify and it wasn't out 3 days prior, it's probably an indication that.
The worst part is that you can't close.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. So yes, that's the question.
People do, they still close sometimes. So like, what repercussion would the buyer have? Like, does it just go to court or is there just a blemish on that record? I'm with you. Like I'm not always coming in on time. So like, if it's the Wild West, who's held responsible, what down? That's the only.
Well, that was where the CFPB came in. You had to go to the CFPB and say, they didn't get the south side. But I've had lenders come to me and say, oh, I didn't have the title in this amount of time, so we can't close. There are exceptions if you're in the danger of losing your home. There are exceptions, but they're rare. That's a lot of reasons why those lenders now send them out waiting for the 3 days. As long as they meet that, they're good. But when it first changed, it was ugly, kind of like, but we all got used to it, like Brian says. And get through it.
Adapt.
But if you guys ever have questions on that, feel free to just tell me for I will help walk you through it.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right, giveaways. So Andrew forgot some giveaways, so got some freebie stuff.
Cards. We're gonna do it based on a little Q&A. So average marketing times, month of February for your county. Who knows it? It's called out.
7 days. No. 14.
15 days.
13.
Adams. 25. That's on 25. That's another. 30.
14.
17. I don't know.
Okay, our giveaways.
Yeah.
So we got Blackstone Spring. We gotta get to the grilling board. The JPLC card. We're doing a transaction fee and a monthly, and then I got 2 books for Tony from Tony's. Now those in the book. Aaron, did you get
4 days out.
Anybody else got a?
Yeah. You just write, Dan, on one.
Yeah, then we got a pen. Here's your pen. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of transition. You got to. We're not keeping it. You can have.
We can burn it.
Get it in there.